Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Welcome to the first day of data management. Today, we're going to be starting Unit 1, which Unit 1 is about statistics with one or two variables. There's 5 units in total in this course, so I hope that you're willing to put lots of effort in for every single unit in this course. Today, we're going to be starting by talking about sigma notation, though. So basically, let's get started. Let's jump into that. So sigma is a Greek letter. It's this Greek letter right over here. Okay, so it's a Greek letter. And basically, sigma means that a sum is to be found. So whenever you see sigma, think sum. Okay, because that indicates that a sum of values need to be found. Now, that can be useful because sometimes we have to add up a bunch of numbers or find a sum to find something like the average, right? If we're taking the average of all the grades you got this semester, you'll add all of them up and you'll divide by n. You'll divide by the number of courses that you took in order to find your average for that semester. So that's one reason as to why that might be a useful, shorthand to have rather than just, putting every single value in, especially if in some cases there's, hundreds of values or, even if there's anywhere I would say from like 10 plus values. I think it's a lot easier to just use the sig notation in order to show to show and to express that. Okay, so here's an example. Sigma x is equal to x1 plus x2 plus x3 all the way up to xn, right? So basically, sigma x means add up all the x values. Here it says, when using the general form of sigma notation, you must start at the first piece of data and keep adding until you reach the final piece of data, right? We don't want to add a certain piece of data twice by mistake, so it's important to do it in the proper order to avoid this mistake. So let's do some basic examples with sigma notation because this may be a new notation for you. If it's not a new notation for you, this may be a very simple lesson, very simple day for you, but regardless, we're going to go through it anyway. Here it says to add up all the x values. So let's see, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. So we want to add up 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus 8 plus 10. And actually, we could use Gauss' law to add these up really fast, but you know what? I'm not going to bother with that today. I'm just going to tell you that the answer is 30. The answer is 30 for that. Now, how about this next one, sigma y? We need to add up negative 4 plus 0 plus 4 plus 8 plus 12. Let's see, so that's going to be 20 if we add those up. Then we have sigma of x times y. So let's see, well, what's x times y? Well, in this case, it's going to be negative 8. Here it's going to be 0. Here 24, 64, and 120. So we must add up all those values in order to solve this one. So negative 8 plus 0 plus 24 plus 64 plus 120. And you can grab your calculator out for this one to make sure that you've gotten it correct. But I believe it's 200. I believe the answer is 200, but I will double check that. Yes, the answer is 200. Good. Now here, they would like the summation, right? The addition of all the x squared values. So we have the x values. We need to square them and then add them up. So 2 squared is 4. So 4 will be my first value here. Equals 4 plus, let's see, 16 plus 36 plus 64 plus 100, right? Because I took all these values, 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10, and I squared them, and now I'm adding them up. So let's see, what is that going to give us? Let's see, so 64 plus 36, well, we know what that is, plus another 100. And then we have plus 20, so we're going to get 220. Awesome. Now, at first glance, this might look like the same question, but this is actually not, this next question is not the same question. The other one was asking for us to add up all the values of the x values squared. This one is asking us to find the summation of all the x values first, because it's in brackets, and then square that number. So we actually already found we already found this value in part A. We found out that it was 30. So here what they're looking for is for 30 squared, which is 900. And so that actually gives us a different answer. So it's very important to take a look for, are we looking to sum up the numbers first and then square it and then do other things? Or are we looking to square each of the x values and then add them? Because the order of operations here does matter. As you saw here, we got vastly different answers in this case. Very good. Okay. All right. Well, that is it for that. Next time, we're going to be talking about sampling techniques. I know this was a short lesson, but I did want to put this in there because I know not everyone has seen sigma notation before, and so I felt it was better to, do a little bit, spend a little bit of time, even just for 5-10 minutes, talking about this, so that later on, when sigma notation does come up, it's not scary, it's not daunting. It just, we have a little bit of practice on it. So we will pick this up next day and talk about sampling techniques. Bye, everyone.